Welcome to Build Idaho's podcast today about investing, and I've got Skip DeFabry with me. So Skip and I have been chatting a little bit about the market. What are your predictions for 2025 in terms of investing?
I think it's going to be a strong year for investing. If interest rates come down, which hopefully we'll see, it could be and should be a strong year.
Yeah. What should I know about buy and hold?
Buy and hold, you're looking in the long term. You're looking 10, 20, maybe 25 years in the future. Most buy and hold investors hold for at least 7 years, typically is the life form of that. Those, you're looking for rentals. That's usually either a single family residence, duplex, triplex, or fourplex. Anything that falls under conventional financing. With those, you get tax benefits. So you can depreciate the asset over 27.5 years. And you get the benefit of essentially you're buying the property hoping for appreciation, number one. Number two, you're getting a check in the mailbox every month from your renters. And you're depreciating it. So it goes against your taxes.
Help me understand, over the last couple of years in Boise, Idaho, ROI has been challenging.
Very, very challenging.
So why have people in the past been willing to spend the money on a house that is questionably going to have ROI?
Some of them have to for 1031 exchange purposes. A lot of people in the last 2-3 years, ever since COVID, they're moving from California. And a lot of that cash money is coming in from California. They're okay with a 4, 5, 6% ROI because it's a safe, secure investment. They can always sell it. It's tangible. And quite frankly, some of them only have 90 days to identify, 45 days to identify, and 90 days to close.
Right.
So they don't have many options.
What is your investor world talking about in terms of 2025? Are we going to see above 6% finally, or still going to be rough? Or
that 6 cap number is still going to be hard to get. Now, if you look at bigger pockets, things like that, they want you to do the 1%. In Boise, Idaho, I'm going to say it's impossible to get. It is. So that's assuming, say, you buy a house for $100,000, you get $1,000 in rent for that $100,000.
Okay.
So it's like buying a $400,000 house and getting $4,000 in rent.
Yeah.
Things like that, the 1% rule. Does it exist here? Not
So
really.
if I can add, tell me your perspective. I'm thinking more like 350 to 450 to buy, and then rents are somewhere between 1,800 and 3,500.
Yeah, that's realistic.
What criteria do you use to evaluate a property for long-term investment?
You look at demographics. You look at, we have a lot of investments in Parma, Idaho, right? So look at buying there, right? It's a renter's market. You're always going to have renters. Now, if you look at Boise, Meridian, Star, Middleton, all growing, where do they have to go in the next 10 to 15 years? They got to go to Parma. They got to go to Notice. They got to build
Growth
it that
is headed
way.
west.
Yeah, it's headed west, that way to Oregon. So yes, in theory, somebody could come in and buy up all of our properties there, and things we bought for cents on the dollar are now worth quite a bit.
Any other important items that we should mention for evaluating a property?
You got to look at the rates on taxes. Canyon County, your taxes are higher because the levy rates are higher.
Yeah.
Ada County, a lot easier, but you're also going to spend less in Canyon County than you are in Ada County. So those have to take into account.
Okay. How do you analyze rental market trends to ensure profitability?
You got to see where they're going, right? So Boise State's not going anywhere. If you're buying on Broadway, you're buying on Vista, anywhere in that pocket, on Ave Street and any of those, you're going to have renters round the clock. And ideally, you're renting them in late July, early August for the kids that are going to school.
Right.
And then it's coming due late July, early August for the next round, should they graduate, whatever.
Right.
That university's not going anywhere. One of the newer trends is to buy nicer, new construction. We're seeing a lot of people buying CVH homes, a lot of Hubble homes too, that are easy, done, clean, past inspection, we're good, brand new houses, and they don't have to worry about it. They set it and forget it.
What's your strategy for building equity in buy and hold properties?
Buy low, sell high.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious. You're buying, hoping for appreciation, 2 to 5% a year. Is that realistic? No, maybe 1.5 to 3% a year,
Okay.
But it compounds, right? And all the while, if you pay cash for it, you're getting good cash flow. If you're buying a property with financing, if you're cash flowing $100 a door, so let's say you buy a fourplex and your mortgage is, let's pretend it's $2,600 and you're getting $3,000 in rent, you're getting $100 per door, you're cash flowing All the while, somebody else is paying for your investment that, you know, if you're on a 15-year, 30-year mortgage, you're going to have that thing free and clear. I've also seen people buying them in LLCs for their kids. So that when the kid, let's say you're 1-year-old, you have some disposable income, you're buying a property, single family residence, most often, that they can either move into when they're 18 if they don't go to college or whatever, or you could in theory sell that asset and there's their college tuition.
What are the key tax advantages of buying and holding an investment?
Depreciation, number one. You know, you take, and when you talk about depreciation, you're talking about the actual aerial. You're not depreciating the land. The land's there, right? So it's an 80-20 rule in theory. And most people take the assessed value of the physical property and you depreciate that number by 27.5 years. So you have to pay it back eventually when you sell. But over that time, you can depreciate that from your taxes.
What systems do you use for property management?
I use Buildium. That's what I use on the back end. There's plenty of good ones. Rentvine. They're all pretty much the same thing.
Yeah,
roughly.
one's great flavor, one's
Some are
strawberry.
right. Some are a little clunkier than others. I use Buildium because it's easy. It's got a nice tenant portal, and most of my tenants pay online.
Are you more conservative or are you more aggressive?
I typically am more conservative in my investments.
Say you're aggressive. Well, if you're an aggressive person and you're wanting to do a buy and hold, what are some key factors to consider?
If you're aggressive, you'd be looking for a home that has potential that's not already done. You're not paying top dollar and just getting mailbox money. You're looking for equity. And so maybe you buy something that's probably worth $450 and you pay $325 for it, put a renter in there, knowing all along that you're going to do little things over time, but you could always add equity to that property.
If I wanted to buy a property as an investor, what are some key percentages or numbers that I should be aware of?
I'm of the mindset of win-win, but in investing, quite frankly, it's a I win, you sort of win.
Right.
But you're solving a problem, right? They're selling for a reason. So you're giving them a solution or a way out. You're looking at the key numbers. You want to be able to appreciate maybe 10 to 15% over time, maybe 10 to 20, ideally. You know, it's worth 300 today in 7 years, which is typically how long you hold a property. All the while you're getting depreciation, all the while somebody else is paying for your investment.
If someone has questions about investing, if there's someone has questions about a specific property, maybe you could evaluate it for them. How can they get a hold of you?
You can email me at skip@buildidaho.com, 208-720-5802.
If you have a property you'd like to show, if you have a property you'd like to buy, let's chat.